Hello, everyone. My name is Grace.
And my name is Oliver.
Welcome to the final pitch of BeChangeMaker 2024.
BeChangeMaker is a social entrepreneurship training program launched with WSI and HP in 2017.
And we are very happy to have UNESCO Univoc as our partner this year.
Speaking of partners, let's introduce our panel of judges, starting with Danielle Mason, the Director, Worldwide Sustainable Impact Communications from HP.
Welcome, Danielle. We also welcome Friedrich Hubler, the Head of Office from UNESCO Univoc. Welcome.
And finally, Christine Hoffman, Team Lead, Skills for Social Inclusion at ILO.
So 2024 is a record-breaking year for BeChangeMaker because we have received more than 700 team applications from around the world, more than 80 countries, so it was very competitive.
And sadly, we can only pick 30 teams to join our program, and then only 5 teams are able to join us here in Lyon for the final pitch.
Speaking of the teams, you're going to meet them very soon. A little bit of reminder for the teams yourselves. Each team will have 5 minutes to pitch, and for the judges, you will have 3 minutes to ask questions and also receive feedback from the teams.
And then when it comes to voting, the judges will be voting live on stage, but you will also be part of that process. You can scan the QR code here, and you can also vote to see who the winner will be and to contribute to who the winner will be.
So for those of you who are at your seats now, please bring out your cell phones, tablets, and scan the QR code. You're going to score the teams as they pitch. So you see the criteria on this screen. That's how you're going to give them the bonus points. And for yourself, after the last teams finish their pitch, you only have 1 minute to finalize your score. So make sure you score the team as they pitch.
Great. Now let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the pitches. So we're going to bring out our first team of the night, which is composed of 2 health tech visionaries from Zimbabwe, Team CarePlug.
Let's give it out to Team CarePlug.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tatenda Edward Mzondori. I'm a pharmacist and a public health practitioner. With me here is Dr. Yvette Rugari, a medical doctor and a clinical informatics consultant. We are very excited to be here. And today, we want to share our vision with you. Dr. Tulu.
Meet Gogo Chipo, a grandmother who survived a stroke but tragically lost her life to a broken healthcare system. Her death was as a result of inaccessible healthcare. It was due to the costs associated with her and getting care, and also associated with the scarcity of specialists in Zimbabwe. On average, a specialist in Zimbabwe sees 10 patients in a day. And with the low patient-to-specialist ratio in Zimbabwe, do we think all the other patients don't want to see specialists? And the entire medical record was a small book, like millions of other patients in Zimbabwe, which hinders care. And telemedicine could have made a difference in the outcome of Gogo Chipo, but unfortunately in Zimbabwe, its adoption is limited. By addressing these challenges, which millions of patients like Gogo Chipo face in accessing care, we will be able to change outcomes of patients and save lives. This is why CarePlug comes in to offer a dual solution for both doctors and patients. For doctors, we are offering a policy-compliant telemedicine platform which allows them access to an electronic health record which is inbuilt, and a payment gateway which allows them to receive consultation fees from their patients as they are getting consultations. And for patients, we are empowering them to take control of their health through a secure patient portal which allows them anytime, anywhere access to their medical record and free health advice from registered practitioners on the platform. CarePlug for doctors allows them to consult more patients and to expand their reach and improve their revenue and improve their health outcomes. The same for patients allows them to have reduced cost of care and improved access to health care. The market in Zimbabwe is large. We are targeting, we have 3,080 facilities covering a population of over 16.5 million. And we are targeting to reach a third of this population by year 5. At the moment, we've already secured 3 pilot facilities and 14 facilities on the waiting list. And we look forward to expand into Southern Africa's larger market, with Lesotho and Swaziland being our immediate targets. Our business model is business to customer. We offer subscription and software licensing for medical practices and doctors. And we offer to patients directly services of our telehealth shop. And we will form strategic partnerships with healthcare providers, government institutions, and insurance companies. This is our initial offering plan for medical institutions. And we offer a tiered model to accommodate facilities of different sizes. And the plans are based on the number of consultations done per month and also the number of doctors registered per facility. Considering our plan of reaching a third of the market, we are expecting a revenue of 400,000 United States dollars in the first year and up to 1.3 million in the 5th year. We are excited to share that we've already done our market research. We have done minimum viable product development, evaluation, and testing, and we are at a point where we are doing our beta testing with 1 small facility, 1 medium, and 1 large practice, and we look forward to launch and onboard more practices. We are also excited to share that among our partners and early adopters is the largest central and teaching hospital in Zimbabwe with over 300 doctors and the highest concentration of specialists servicing above 7,500 patients per month. This is the team behind CarePlug. So join us. Let's work together to improve outcomes of patients like Gogo Shipo, millions of them in Zimbabwe. Get in touch to explore partnerships and funding opportunities. We thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team CarePlug. Now let's open it up to questions to the judges. We'll start with Danielle, please.
Great presentation. Quite a few questions, but one of the first question would be, how do you differentiate your solutions versus telemedicine? How do you explain this to the patients?
Sorry, we didn't get that.
How do you differentiate this solution versus existing telemedicine solutions? And how do you explain this to your patients?
Okay, so there are currently telemedicine solutions in Zimbabwe, for example, Zim Smart Villages, but these solutions are employing doctors on their platforms and also allowing doctors to give consultations to patients. But for our solution, our target market is we are empowering all doctors across the country. Wherever they are with their practice, they can use our solution so that they expand telemedicine. And we are also targeting a different market. We are targeting every other doctor with their practice wherever they are.
Okay, thank you so much. Friedrich, do you have any question for the team?
Yeah, thank you very much for the pitch. You are dealing with very sensitive data here. How do you ensure the security and privacy of patient data?
Okay, thank you for that. So health data is very private and confidential. So our solution is HIPAA compliant. Like I said, it's still in its testing phase, but we are making sure that our solution is HIPAA compliant and patient data won't be shared. For example, a patient will only have access to their patient data only after they log in securely onto the platform, and doctors will access again after securely logging in addition to the HIPAA compliance.
Great. And maybe over to you, Christine.
Yeah, thanks. Just a comment first. Besides skills development, the ILO champions social protection, so it's great to see your pitch and your solution. So since you are you're using digital services, I'm sure you have thought about the digital divide in your countries. What are you doing to ensure that people that are not connected would also be able to benefit from your solution?
Okay, thank you for that question. So that is very correct for Zimbabwe and most of Africa. So we see that our smartphone penetration rate have been improving over the years, and we are hoping it will continue to improve. So does the internet connection. We hope that it will continue to increase like it has been for the past years. For example, smartphone penetration is now at 72%. So we are hoping that if we get funding, we will be able to develop our solution more so that even patients who don't have access to smartphones will have access via a USSD platform.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much, team. Thanks so much
Thank
for your
you.
wonderful presentation. Now, next up, we have Team Holy, two well-being game changers from Colombia. Come on, Team Holy.
Okay, hi everyone, bonjour. Thank you so much for having us here today. And to start, let me introduce you one person. I want you to meet Sarah. Who is Sarah? Sarah is a university student that has a lot of dreams. She wants to become the best professional, create great connections, basically take advantage of each opportunity. But Sarah has a dark secret. You know, she bites her pencil. And yeah, behind each mark, there is anxiety, stress, social pressure. And this is blocking Sarah to reach her full potential. This is called emotional discomfort and can affect any of us. In fact, 70% of university students suffer from emotional discomfort, and this can deeply impact in the mental health and emotional well-being. But what if we can transform this emotional discomfort into something else? What if Sarah can't transform her anxiety into something else? Dear people, this is possible. But only when we realize that all our feelings matter, that we can transform emotional discomfort into empowerment by understanding that in a good day or in a bad day, it's worth feeling. My name is Andres Felipe Diaz, and with this wonderful and qualified team, we are designing a unique solution for the emotional discomfort. I present you Holly. We are the app that transforms emotions into empowerment by guiding young people to enjoy feeling and learn from it. And how are we doing this? It's so simple. You just go to Holly, tell the situation you are facing, and Holly will help you to understand the purpose of your emotions. And the most cool part of this, Holly will give you an activity so you can handle that emotion. So, behind this application, we are working with emotional intelligence and also with a humanistic psychological approach. Now, we know we have such great competitors, and this is so great. But what makes us different is that we offer self-empowerment. Holy is not just about handling emotions, but understanding the importance of each emotion in our lives. So, we want to become a global movement for proactive emotional well-being. This is our vision. Now let's ground it. And Nicole is the best person to explain that. Nicole, how can we do that?
Sure. That's a really good question. Thank you. So basically, the business model that we created for this idea, it's a demand-generated B2B approach with a monthly subscription for universities. So the reason why we decided to do it this way is because universities are caring a lot about this topic lately, and also young people usually spend 40% of their time there. So it's a really good place so they can have a fast intervention and help them. Now, in terms of what are the benefits that the university can get out of buying this product, we identified three main factors. The first one is that they could be reducing dropout rates, given that they will be caring much more about how their students are feeling. Second, they could also be attracting new students because of offering this service is really important too. And third, if we mix those two things, we identify that they could also be improving quality indicators, such as academic reputation within students. Now, in terms of the pricing model that we created, we want to offer this service for $2.5 per student per month. And this price can change slightly depending on the amount of students that are going to use the service in the university. And also, this is going to give us a break-even point at the beginning of next year. So now, talking about the market size, we sat down to analyze it, and actually the opportunity is huge. Because worldwide, we could be helping 220 million young people in university worldwide, giving us a revenue of $6.5 billion. And if we look at it into much more realistic terms, how we want to start with private universities in our country, Colombia, that will still give us a revenue of $90 million, and we will be able to help 3 million young people. And this is what we've done so far. We started last year with a proven MVP with 50 users that loved the idea and gave us the opportunity to go to Switzerland into an acceleration program. There, we met a lot of people and went to events that gave us an international proof of concept of our idea. And this is where we are right now, developing the application so we have everything ready for the first B2B sale at the end of this year. That's why we're currently raising 10K. That we're allocating 3 main things that we identified that we need to move this idea faster, such as interface development, cybersecurity, and workshops for cultural research so we can expand this idea into much more countries way faster. So if you believe in this mission, like we do, join us and help us make emotional well-being not just a privilege, but a right for everyone, of course, including Sarah, so she can take that pencil with anxiety she has to write her own story. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Andres and Nicole. I'd like to turn back to the judges. Danielle?
Thank you. Why are you focusing on universities and why target age would you focus?
Sure, so basically the reason why we decided to approach universities is because we can make an impact way faster than if we do it individually with each person. And also because with them, we could have their help to tailor solutions that are also helping their education, which can be one of the main factors when they are going through emotional discomfort. So that's the main reason why we decided to do it that way.
Great, thank you. And maybe you, Friedrich? Any questions?
Yeah, thank you. Can you tell us more about your team? Are you working with any mental health care professionals or scientists that back up your approach to well-being?
Sure, thank you so much. We have a mental health associate that is helping us with this part of how to transform emotions, yeah? And also, we have this amazing board that is helping us to find the perfect solution to impact society with the mental health and emotional well-being.
Okay. What about you, Christine?
Thanks. I think it's a brilliant idea, but I would also like to understand a bit better how it works, because often with social media, people are alone, right? So are you triggering them to work with others as well through the app, or is it just focused on the individual?
Okay,
how does it work?
Thank you so much. It's a very good question because we are trying to build an ecosystem. So we are offering workshops to work like with some people, but also the application, because often when we have anxiety, you are alone. And if you don't have a person to share it, that will be amazing to have an application so you can, manage that emotions. I don't know, even Nicole, you want to add something?
You know, maybe I would just say that we're really focusing on, humanistic psychology means like the power of believing in yourself. That's our focus. But then in terms of like the roadmap that we have in the future and other plans that we have, those things also include a lot of in-person things. So that way we can also create kind of a community around it and not only make it like for people by themselves, but actually to feel supported by much more people around them.
Could I ask another question even?
Yes, go ahead.
But maybe I missed it. I saw you tested it with 50 people. Is that the whole group you have? Will you have a larger group to test and see your impacts?
Yes, hold on. Okay, so basically, yes, until now we already tested with 50 users, but we already have 70 that are in the waiting list. So this is people that come from a Veda university that we want to start testing this with to make sure that the solution is actually working. And we're currently, as we create psychological content, we try to test it as fast as possible so that we can kind of approve it with that and make sure that it's working like in the right way.
Great. Thank you so much, Team Holly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we'll welcome our next team up onto stage, made up of 2 young health innovators from Nigeria. Please give it up for Team Sikofia.
Hello everyone, I'm Ochang.
And I'm Nino.
And we're the innovators behind Sikofia. My mother and 400,000 civil servants in Benin State, Nigeria, have been paying 5% of their salary for health insurance for 6 years now. For an average Nigerian like her, these payments could range between $12 to $200 per annum, yet it could take her provider up to 12 hours to approve one of her hospital visits. Imagine if it was an emergency. This issue is not unique to the public sector, as citizens under private health insurance providers have also experienced similar delays of up to 12 hours. Let's dive into the problem. For health insurance providers, over 70% of their processes are paper-based, hence they have only been able to cater to 3% of Nigeria's 220 million people. For healthcare centers, over 40% of their time is spent on non-clinical tasks like validating health insurance status. For insured patients, we could wait for up to 12 hours just to access care, and over 90% of us still pay the high out-of-pocket costs for healthcare services despite paying for health insurance.
Our solution to this problem is Secofia, a comprehensive software-as-a-service health insurance management system that connects these three stakeholders in real time. How do we do this? First, health insurance providers can enroll users, manage health centers, and process claims. Patients can check their coverage status, file complaints, and find available health centers. And healthcare facilities can verify the insurance status of patients, provide care, as well as file claims automatically. We are different from our competitors who only provide claim management platforms, as we go the extra mile to provide secure identity verification, real-time data sharing, tailored dashboards, easy integration with existing infrastructure, and we also have our end-to-end digital ecosystem.
With digitized health insurance records for providers catering to 7 million Nigerians, we're aiming to ensure a 90% reduction in health insurance administrative overload, which will then ensure that insured patients are able to access care in less than 36 minutes as opposed to the existing 12 hours. With this, we're empowering health insurance providers, both public and private, with the tools that they need to scale universal health coverage to the 213 million uninsured Nigerians. In our business and revenue model, our paying customers are the health insurance providers, whom are charging $0.36 per annum per enrollee. With this pricing, if we're able to meet 50% of the present market, we're looking at least $850,000 in annual net profit. If everyone in Nigeria was insured and we meet 50% of the market, we're looking at least $25.7 million in annual net profit. Imagine if we then expand to the rest of Africa with over 1 billion people.
This is the right time for our solution, because the African insurance health landscape is expected to grow at an annual rate of 5.26%. Federal government of Nigeria has been advancing digital health, and health agencies have called for public-private partnership to increase healthcare access. Our larger team is made up of young individuals from 4 different African countries, and they include entrepreneurs, engineers, and designers. Our mentors include 2 HP staff who are working with us through the BeChangeMaker program, and we also have a representative from the Center for Entrepreneurship at the African Leadership University. We recently got a confirmation from the group head, business development at Bank of Industry, Nigeria, that he will be working with us to launch and scale our solution. Will you be next?
Within the last 7 months, we've secured $8,000 in grants, as well as support from 5 institutions, including the Africa Higher Education Health Collaborative, which comprises of professors and health experts from 8 African universities and the University of Toronto, and they're embarking on this journey with us. We've incorporated in Nigeria and Rwanda, and for our social media, our posts organically reached over 14,000 accounts, and we've gained over 200 followers. Within the last 30 days, we've seen a 383% increase in the rate of new subscribers. Our website is live, and in our pipeline, we have 2 insurance companies who've expressed interest in testing our solution, and 50 individuals who have signed up. In our market entry, we're looking to launch and pilot between now and December in Nigeria and Rwanda, and by 2026, we'll be expanding to Kenya, Ghana, and Uganda.
Our potential partners include telecommunication companies, health agencies, NGOs, as well as healthcare centers.
We have enough resources for our launch and initial implementation, but to ensure we implement and scale faster, we're seeking up to $100,000 in investment and grants. We're also seeking introduction to health insurance providers, as well as mentorship from tech, health, and insurance experts. We are all clamoring to provide health insurance for the over 1 billion people in Africa. But how can we get to that point if we can't ensure that the 400,000 civil servants in Benue State, Nigeria, who are already paying for health insurance, are able to access care on time and efficiently? Join us as we continue to build bridges to better health insurance for my mother and the rest of Africa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team Secofia. We'll open it up to questions now. Danielle?
Very comprehensive presentation, and you've got, you went a long way already in your project. So for you, what is the biggest challenge that you're going to face in actually taking this through to the next steps?
Thank you very much for that question. The very first challenge that we're going to be facing in our project is when it comes to internet connectivity. And we've already started making strides to address that issue, which is the fact that, although over 70% of Nigeria's 220 million people have access to internet, it is not a new fact that sub-Saharan Africa still faces a lot of internet and electricity issues. And that is why we have the USSD component of our solution, such that people who don't have access to smartphones or have issues with connections are able to access our platform by just dialing a USSD code. And that is why in our potential partners, we're also including telecommunications companies that will help us implement that part of our solution. And the second challenge we anticipate is regulatory framework, both in the aspect of health, finance, or legal. And that is why we have the Bank of Industry in Nigeria that has supported thousands of small and medium enterprises to navigate these frameworks as part of our experts.
Okay, thank you. And turning to Friedrich.
Thank you very much for this presentation. I'm trying to understand more what is your potential market here. Are you already working with a partner? You talked about potential partners. Do you have someone that you're working with already? And can you build an experience to eventually scale within Nigeria and perhaps go to other countries?
All right, thank you very much. So in our business, we've already spoken of the partners we have and the supporting institutions that we have, which includes the Africa Higher Education Health Collaborative and a number of other supporting institutions. And they are guiding us presently in implementing this solution. But then we highlighted the additional potential partners because we need them along the way, despite the fact that we've already started. And in terms of the market we're addressing, yes, our solution caters to both the individuals and the insurance companies, but we put our pricing in such a way that we're able to, like, it justifies how much people pay for health insurance in Nigeria.
Great, thank you. And then Christine?
Thanks. Also congrats from my side. How could you collaborate with your colleagues in Zimbabwe who have a somewhat similar solution?
All right, thank you very much for that. We are solving two problems of the same, with the same coin. And seeing that they are addressing the issue of health records from the hospital side, and we're addressing it from the insurance side, we could have a system such that we're able to integrate data directly from theirs into ours, so that health insurance providers who need certain type of reports from the hospitals can easily access it through our platform and their platform as well.
And just to also add, I think this also bridged the gap that we have in Africa, which means people from Zimbabwe can now access data, and also Nigerian facilities with insurance companies can then also scale to Zimbabwe. So bridging that gap that we have in Africa.
Great. Thank you very much, Team Sokovia again.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Next up, I would like to bring Team Planet Plus, two brilliant environmental conservationists from Kenya.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Nupi.
And I'm Ida Odeka.
I grew up in an informal settlement in Kenya, where it was normal to dispose of waste in the nearby Nairobi River. Fast forward to 2024, and the process is still ongoing among the 158 informal settlements found along the same river. This is where people like 3.4 million people live and call home. You can imagine the state of the river if 62% of the waste generated in Nairobi goes uncollected on a daily basis. This research shows that this is as a result of inadequate capacity from the county government to collect waste on a daily basis, lack of consumer awareness on waste management practices, as well as over-reliance on plastic packaging. This is why, as Planet Plus, we are coming up with a biodegradable bag, which will see us spearhead the Sustainable Waste Management Act of 2021. This act calls for the segregation of waste at source with emphasis on biodegradable waste. We are also going to do this with awareness and sensitization in the informal sectors as well as in the schools. With having done this, we are looking forward to achieving impacts in the environment as well as health by reducing by 80% the occurrence of vector and waterborne diseases. We will also be fostering a culture of waste management in Mukuru, Kwaruben, where we will pilot this project. The business we are getting into has a market size of $93 million US. We are looking forward to working with waste collectors, 2,200 of them, who will then distribute this product to the public sector as well as households who are the end users. I wonder which stories Ida has in regards to waste management.
Yeah, so I grew up in a semi-urban area. This basically means organic waste was recycled into compost, and inorganic waste like plastic bottles were actually reused for packaging. Speaking of packaging, we present to you a biodegradable garbage bag that is made from polyvinyl alcohol film. This bag shall enable us to collect organic waste that shall be put into recycling. We are in the process of launching the MVP, and this particular bag, after use, shall be able to disintegrate within 180 days. A standard bag will hold between 10 to 14 kilograms of waste. It is printed using eco-friendly colors and is generally an eco-friendly alternative to plastic. We are going to adopt a business-to-business model, mainly because Kenya informs that manufacturers or distributors of bags sell it directly to waste collectors who distribute it to households. We are a social enterprise, mainly because we will be putting 10% of our profits into our sensitization and awareness program. We believe that circular economy is the way to go, and actually waste is wealth. We have so far gained traction from different players within the waste management sector, mainly Takataka ni Mali, which is a membership organization for waste managers. We've also gained traction and get advice from the National Environment Management Authority, which is the Kenyan or government body that is in charge with managing wastes in Kenya. We also have worked with two CBOs, mainly MUI and BIUPE, which are community-based organizations within the Mukuru slum where Sarah comes from. We also have traction on our social media. We have a production partner called Solubag, and have so far done sensitization programs within schools. We also will be selling these bags, making profits of 0.07 USD per bag. We start with an initial concept users of 200 users. And by the end of the year, we wish to accomplish 20,000 users. This shall enable us to generate a profit, to generate revenue of 480,000 USD by the end of the year. We are seeking 7,000 USD for us to be able to develop our initial product and also to scale up our awareness and sensitization programs in Kenya. We we have started conducting sensitization programs within schools. This is one school we visited in Nairobi, in Machakos County, which is a neighboring town to Nairobi. The school was polluted by waste. We taught them on how to segregate their waste, organic and inorganic, and we introduced vermiculture as a way for them to recycle their organic waste. We are made of a team of environmental conservationists, marketers, and a communicator. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Idat and Sarah. Now, opening the floor back to the judges. Danelle?
Thank you. Great project, great idea. Do you have, are there any competitors? Are there any existing solutions in the market, and how do you differentiate yourself?
Okay, so the Sustainable Waste Management Act of 2021 was introduced. It was introduced, and the National Environment Management Authority made a directive for us to change from using plastic garbage bags to biodegradable garbage bags. So this is a new concept. Basically, most Kenyans are actually just getting into it. So right now, there is not much competition. We're just getting in at the right time.
Great, thank you. And then over to Friedrich.
Yeah, thank you also. I think it's a very important topic you are trying to address. Your potential customers are the companies that collect the waste, and as they are profit oriented and they want a product that's cheap and that works for them. So you mentioned the price that you have, it's 25 cents. How does that compare to what they are currently using, and how strong are these bags? Because it's for heavy duty purpose.
Okay, so mainly by regulation, we are only supposed to supply the waste collectors. These waste collectors distribute the bags to the households. So we shall be producing in bulk so as to enable us to also sell in bulk to these particular waste collectors to have a bigger profit margin.
Okay, thank you. Over to Christine.
Thank you. Congrats, great solution. I would like to understand a bit better how you produce and how easily you can scale up. Do you need very highly skilled people for that? Are they already available?
Yes.
How is that working?
Yes, we will need very highly skilled people, and because this is also a new innovation, We have so far singled out one partner, which is Solubag, who have been looking into green solutions. So we are working hand in hand with them to be able to come up with the best product. Okay.
Great. Thank you, team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we're going to bring out the final team of the night, made up of 2 aspiring hospitality students from Vietnam, Team Rice Up.
So, hi everyone. Hi everyone, we are Lam and Ling from Vietnam, and we have to admit to you that we are youngsters who usually order takeaway food from meals rather than cooking for ourselves. And I bet that many of you here also have this habit due to its convenient and a hectic lifestyle nowadays, right? As we all know, the global food delivery market is booming, but it's drowning us in plastic. In Vietnam, even sustainable alternatives often end up at trash in landfill due to an uneducated consumer habit and improper waste sorting solutions. And Rise Up is here today to change that. What if, instead of burdening the environment with waste packaging from what we eat, we cannot transform it into beautiful flower gardens right into your house? Can it come true?
Yes, we proudly introduce to you Rise Up, rice-based plantable packaging. It is crafted from rice straw, a rice byproduct often burned in Vietnam. We now transform this waste material into an innovative packaging solution to become more biodegradable and plantable. Our 2 initial product lines include the cutlery packaging and snack packaging, both customizable and printable. But more than just packaging, it is an experience. Customers simply enjoy the meal, tear the products into smaller pieces, then planting them to grow fresh herbs, leaving zero waste to the environment. In terms of the target customer, we are targeting a wide range of F&B business, ranging from restaurants to hotels and schools. Through a B2B2C model, we will partner with sustainable businesses to create numerous planting stations. To consumers, we will directly reach and educate them through viral social media campaigns and local activities. In the market, our pricing is competitive, only slightly higher than traditional plastic and paper-based packaging due to the complex production. However, this small premium equals to a valuable investment of F&B companies in terms of unique customer experience, corporate social responsibility contributions, and a sustainable branding image. But how to let consumers see the real and tangible impacts from their choices? We will offer a unique website tracking system where customers will simply create their accounts on our websites, register for their plans using the code from the packaging, record locations, whether grown right in their home or at our partners' planting stations, and the last step, to capture photos of their digital planting diaries. With Rise Up Community, consumers will receive daily email updates of watering reminders to reach milestones to earn rewards. Moreover, on the business sites, business will reach the life cycle of their packaging to greatly benefit companies under the extended producers' responsibilities on various countries.
Now, let's delve into our development roadmap. On the first phase, with the successful creation of the 2 product prototypes, we have successfully secured 4 partners, ranging from university, entrepreneurship associations, and restaurants, to receive valuable funding to fuel our R&D process. In the next upcoming 6 months of the second phase, we will transition into a crucial consumer testing period where we introduce our never-seen-before rice-based plantable packaging to real customers, to our business partners who have a lot of F&B events. From this, we will collect customer insight and create invaluable feedback loop that enable us to improve our product to reach customer experience as a top priority. Moving forward, Rise Up is confident to start commercialization at the end of 2025 with contract establishment to become the packaging provider for many F&B services in Hanoi, Vietnam. And from this onward, our long-term objectives include diversify our product line to develop waterproof packaging items and eventually become the go-to local provider of packaging solution in Vietnam. We are now seeking $5,000 of BCM price to further development in the showing fields, mostly to achieve mass production to cater to the next consumer testing phase. And provided with the investment, RiseUp is potentially projected to break even in just 8 months with a 20% profit margin that's higher than the industry average and also an ROI of 1.24. Meanwhile, in the first 3 years, our aim to scale up the presence of RiseUp in more than 5,000 F&B businesses, preventing up to 40,000 of kilogram CO2 emission and saving billions of dollars in waste treatment costs in Vietnam. But beyond this number, we want to create a new generation of conscious consumer, both for our life and for the environment. With RiseUp, let's make every meal a step towards a greener planet. Thank you so much for listening.
Great. Thank you, Team RiseUp. We'll pass it over to the judges now. Danielle?
Amazing solution. I'm totally convinced about the fact that this will be a great way to convince the consumers. But I have some questions about the manufacturing process and the technology. Can you tell us more about who you work with to actually design the packaging, and how will you address the manufacturing side of it?
Well, with the RiseUp products, we will partner with the manufacturing process, and we will use the process as you can see from the screen here. It is made from rice straw, and we will make it into the paper, integrate seeds in order to become the plantable seeds of the final products. So we will partner, we are partnering with a local manufacturing product in order to testing the prototypes here, as you can see, and we are also expanding to mass produce and also utilize some more machines and like more technical integrated in the process of manufacturing this product.
Can I add on that on our team, we have some engineer professor from UCSB on USA, so they are studying material science, and this is approved by them, and also in the research about using rice straw to create new material for food packaging.
Thank you so much. Over to you, Friedrich.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's a very creative solution that you found here, and I also see how you're trying to turn waste disposal into an experience. But I wonder, have you done any tests or studies that show that people are willing to do this, to put in this work, take care of the plant, and then keep doing it for every purchase?
First, let me tell you why we come up with this idea. So in Vietnam, in the rural area, so people have also started to utilize this waste. They want to create something new with that. So they also create the paper from this, but it's not a complete version of this. It's very thin and it's just for decoration part, but we see the potential in it and we want to make a new future for this waste, and we partner with many college in my university and also factory to create this pilot prototype, and also we have a pilot test with our around 50 consumers, and the NPV score and also the customer satisfaction is really high here.
Great, thank you. And then one final question from Christine.
Also, congrats. Great, you are adding the educational dimension to it, which I think is super important. Could you say something about your competitors? Because these are not the first cutlery sets from rice straw, I imagine, on the market.
Yes. So in terms of pricing, you can see here, the rice-based packaging of us is slightly higher, but to compare with other sustainable alternatives. So for the baggage-based packaging, the price of it in Vietnam and also their price in Vietnam are similar, and it's not too high. And to other bioplastic and even rice straw material, this product is also cheaper and also more feasible because it can use to produce single-use material, but for others, they tend to make it like multiple use ones because it's expensive, and also the material is much their property is not suitable to one use. So we are more suitable to adapt with the food delivery market, where they just use the packaging once and then they have to drop it out waste. So we transform it into a new way of recycling.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Lim and Lin. Once again. Yeah. So thank you, judges, as well. And that is, thank you for the teams for the wonderful presentation and sharing your ideas.
Great. And so now we'll have one final minute for the judges to finalize their scoring, but also for everyone here in the conference crowd to finalize their scoring. As we mentioned at the beginning, you can scan this QR code, and you can also contribute to who might win this year's competition.
Okay, so we will be right back for the winner announcement. Where is?
Yep. It's coming. And we're back.
We're back. You're wondering who the winners are.
Yes, but before that, we're going to invite two longtime supporters of the program up onto stage to help present the awards. First, we're going to invite Marcus Schwertel from HP.
And then we have also a big supporter from WorldSkills International, Chris Humphreys, the president of WorldSkills.
Thank you. Just stand here. Perfect. Great. So now we're going. Yes. So now we're going to go to the winner announcement. But what we'd love is if everyone could do some kind of drum roll.
I know, whatever you do, you just had lunch, so let's burn a little bit of calories. So either you clap, or you do the tap, or you want to stomp on your feet. Come on, give it to the team.
Perfect. There we go.
Okay, clapping is good.
Thank you. So in 5th place, we have team CarePlug.
Come on up.
Come on up. So then you'll hand them this.
Okay, please stay on the stage.
Yep.
Okay. And number 4 goes to Team Holly.
Maybe you'll have this one. Yep. Thank you. And then we'll just stay on the stage. And then in 3rd place, we have Team Planet Plus. I'll take the trophy. You'll give them this. Yep.
All right.
No.
Well, runner up. Let's give it up to Rise Up.
Oh, Rice. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here. Sorry. And then just stay on the stage with us over here. Great. And now, for the winner of this year's program, as I'm sure you can guess.
You can guess.
Team Sokovia.
Sokovia. Congratulations.
And we'll just have you stay on stage. And just a reminder to everyone, so the top 5 teams in this year's program each receive 1,000 euros in post-program support over the next 6 months. And we'll also, top 3 will receive a cash prize of 2,000 euros. So big hand.
So thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you to the teams, the judges, and obviously the judges and mentors from HP. Thank you so much for walking through this journey with the teams.
And see you next year.
See you next year. Thank you very much.
And now we'll have a quick photo on stage.